morning, people of God. Good morning. Good morning. Don't scroll past this video because I believe that I have a word for you guys today. I won't be before you long. It's going to be a simple word. Listen, the reason you've been going through and been battling things because you do not have the whole armor of God on. And God told me to come on here and to tell you guys to put on the whole armor of God. Put on the whole armor of God. Some of y'all might say, well, Jazz, what are you saying to me? The Bible, Ephesians 6:11 says, put on the whole armor of God that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, his plans, his tricks, his schemes, the things he throws at you. Because you have been losing the battle because you don't have on the whole armor of God. Your armor is your defense. Your armor, your prayer life, that is the whole armor of God. What have you been doing? What have you been lacking? You have not had on the whole armor of God. Your armor is your guard. Your armor is your protection. Your armor is what you use to stand still and see the enemy and fight the enemy. Not being afraid, but your armor is your protection. I want to encourage you guys, anytime an army goes into battle, they bring their gear, they bring their protection, they get dressed, they put on all these things to fight their opponents because they know they're going to war. They don't come empty-handed. They have on so many things and they come to the battle so equipped because they know they're going up against their enemies. It's time to put on the whole armor of God. So Jasmine, what are you saying? What are my armor? The Bible says, listen, I went and did a little Googling. I did a little research. I Googled the things that the army, when they go to fight, I Googled the things that they have to go and fight. The first thing they use is the armor. They use their body suits. And the body suit is for us, is our spiritual body suits. It's our Bible. Our spiritual body suits. The Bible says, be on your guard. Peter 5:8-9 says, be on your guard and stay awoke. Your enemy, the devil, is like a roaring lion sneaking around to find someone to attack. When your guard is off, the enemy is looking around. He's going around seeing who can he attack, who's not on their post, who's not praying, who's not worshiping, who's not in their prayer life. Put on the whole armor of God. The next thing the armor uses is head protection. Your head protection in this battle is your mind. Your mind. The enemy fights your mind. That's the first thing he will attack is your mind. The Bible says that your mind, he whose mind is Isaiah 26:3 says, he whose mind is stayed on him, he will keep in perfect peace. Make sure your mind is stayed on God. The reason why you have been losing the battle because your whole armor of God has not been on. Your mind, your head garment, your peace is how you put on the whole armor of God. The next thing the army put on is their hearing device. Who are you hearing from? What are you listening to? What has the influence on you? They put on hearing devices. The Bible said, John 10:27, my sheep hears my voice and know them, and they know me. He said, and I know them, and they follow me. What are you hearing? Is your hearing, is your ears to the mouth of God? What are you hearing? Put on the whole armor of God. The next thing they use is eye protection. The eyes. The eyes is the key to the soul. What are you seeing? What is your eyes on? The Bible says, John 27, my sheep. Psalm 16:8, eye protection. I keep my eyes always on the Lord. With him at my right hand, I will not be shaken. Keep your eyes on God. That is the armor of God. These things you have to be doing. You have to be equipped and have to be in battle when you're going up against the foe, the enemy. You have to be equipped. That's why the Bible says, put on the whole armor of God. The next thing the army put on is their foot protection. What are you taking the Spirit of God? What atmosphere are you taking the Bible says, Psalms 121:3, he will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Where are you taking the Spirit of God? Listen, I want us to start to put on the whole armor of God. Ephesians 6:12 says, for we wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against power, against the ruler of the darkness, against the world, against the spiritual wickedness in high places. The enemy is on his post 24/7. We as Christian people need to get back on our post. Put back on the armor of God. I want to take you guys to Job 1:6-7. It says, one day the angel came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. The Lord said to Satan, where have you come from? Satan answered the Lord, from rolling throughout the earth, going back and forth, seeing who I can devour. He's on his post, and if we don't have the whole armor of God on, he's going to attack. That's why the Bible says, put on the whole armor of God. People of God, this is a time where it's time to stop playing, time out for games and jokes, time out for he say, she say. It's time to put on the whole armor of God. Our people are dying every day. Our kids are dying. So much stuff are going on, and young people, put on the whole armor of God. It's time to start to put on the whole armor of God. The Bible said when the angels came, Satan came too. Don't you know the devil go every day asking God about you? He say, don't you see Jasmine? Don't you see sister collard greens over there? Don't you see her? She doing what you want to do? The enemy goes to God every day concerning you because your armor is not on. And he knows when your armor is not on, when your prayer life is not on, when your worship is not on, when you're not in a posture of worship. It's time, people of God, to put on the entire armor of God. If you don't know what the armor is, I just told you what it is. It's time out for games, time out for jokes. I want to come on here and encourage you guys today that this is the season where God is saying, I need you to put on the armor of God. The attack is so real because the armor is not on. And when your armor is on, God will give you long suffering. You'll be the attacks you won't even worry about. But your focus is on the attack and not the blessing. Because God is saying this is a season where I want you to put on your armor. I can fight for you when your armor is on. But when you're not equipped for the battle, you're going to lose. It's time to put on your armor. Why is your armor not on? Why is your armor not on? Now I'm going to close this out. But people of God, I want to come on here and encourage you guys. Saints, people of God, it's time to put on the whole armor of God. You guys stay encouraged.